Right, and the match is back on. And we're still waiting for the second pick from Team Climax Crew. They're taking the time right here. We don't know who's going to be on the try lane for Team FishBaLL. And we don't know who's going to be the catcher for Climax Crew. So maybe we're still waiting for who's going to be for, and that's going to be the carry, Gyrocopter right there for the Climax Crew itself. So we're now going through the batting phase. FishBaLL already banned on Weaver. He's going to be off lane. So you see that a few off lane heroes are being banned right here. We don't have a Weaver. We don't have a Lone Druid right there. We don't have a Dark Seer even. And we don't have a Bat Rider. Alright, here we go. So basic Climax Crew decides to ban off on Luna. But the thing is, despite being banned or not banned inside the game itself, throughout all the 4 games that we've seen throughout the whole day since the afternoon itself to now, we have yet to see a Luna being placed in the game itself. We have yet to see ourselves a Bat Rider in itself the game. Nobody is trying to make a change there. Nobody is trying to come up with something new in the game. So it's going to be like a standard banning and big face, both sides. And Team FishBaLL just banned off on Dragon Knight. So we're just going to go on to the last ban, on the fourth ban for Climax Crew itself. And it's just banned off on Knights right there. And now we're going to go through the pick phase for Team FishBaLL first. Big face, still waiting for it. And here we go. So basically, who's going to be on the one who's going to be off lane this time is going to be Windrunner. We have yet to see a Windrunner throughout today. So finally, thank you very much. Right, for Team FishBaLL. We're still waiting for who's going to be the carry for the lane for the tri lane itself, or they're just going to put themselves Windrunner itself on the carry for the lane and put another off lane itself. Or Windrunner can be in mid lane itself. The thing is very flexible for Windrunner itself to be in a few other positions itself. He can serve himself as carry. He can be in mid if he serves himself well, and he can be in off lane as well because he has that Windwall Soul. Right. And Climax's crew picking off on the third hero itself. So Climax Crew revealing his true colors right now. He's picking off on Queen of Pain. So we're still waiting who's going to be in mid line for Team FishBaLL, and going into the extra time right here. Oh, it's like a full day event. It's quite interesting indeed. Just passed off on the. So we'll be looking through who is actually here in the Twitch TV chats. I'm just going to look to the Versely itself. We have Administrator with E4 and Lanzo, Stashdan. Surprisingly, Stashdan is inside the Twitch TV chats, alright. And Suzy Meow and Stoys. And for those viewers who are just right here in Low Yat Plaza, welcome. You're tuning in to the AMD DotA 2 tournament, Open Tournament 2013, featuring the semi-finals one in between team is not Climax Crew, right? It's SpaceMonkeys versus FishBaLL. And right now we're going through the bans and pick phase where we're already almost 80% of the throughout the Captain's Moon ban and pick phase as well, right? So it's crystal clear right now. Windrunner's obviously going to go offlane because basically we have a Sven in Team FishBaLL. Alright, Sven is going to be in tri-lane. Jakir this time is going to be on tri-lane with Shadow Demon and Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter is going to be the one farming. Kudapane is going to be in mid. So basically we're still waiting for the offlane hero coming from Team Climax Crew. While FishBaLL, let's see which one's not cleared out. Sven's already there. We have Sanking and Visage on tri-lane itself, or Visage can be very flexible itself and be in mid lane, but I don't think that's going to happen itself, right? Windrunner is going to be off lane, so we're still waiting for the mid lane hero is going to be with Queen of Pain. Usually Queen of Pain for Team FishBaLL itself. And FishBaLL decided to ban off on Magnus because he's quite worried himself, because maybe Akasha itself can go off lane this time and let another hero to be in mid lane. So decide to ban off Magnus. Climax Crew decides to ban off on mid lane as well. They just ban off on Puck. Right, as you can see, Puck has a new face. I'm not sure whether it's a new face or not, but Valve says so throughout the update that happened on the 24th June, which was that Puck has a new face. No wonder the eyes look kind of like a bit glowy right there, you know, kind of like shiny a bit. And see that we have our... Wow, alright. Let us rephrase everything back for Team FishBaLL stuff, right? Seems that Clockwork is gonna be on the off lane this time. Right, so either he's gonna be off lane, he's gonna be mid, now it's just confusing enough, right? So basically Clockwork is gonna be off lane, while Windrunner is gonna be on mid. Probably this is gonna be a bit confusing because it works both ways, so it depends on where Queen of Pain is gonna be, and it all depends on which one is gonna be on the last pick for Climax Crew, which Climax Crew is actually you know, SpaceMonkeys, which they didn't reveal their name also in the first game, but it's okay, right? This is gonna stick true, and my pad is wet. Alright, I didn't mean pad, I said pad, you know, pad. Alright, now things make even more sense itself in a way, which I can't explain even though it makes sense, right? So we'll just stick to how the game goes. We're gonna be switching to the full game mode, and there's gonna be a pause later on. So we're waiting for the last one. Sand King, Windrunners, Fan. Nobody has picked Clockwork yet, or maybe the guy, he has no more options, he has to pick Clockwork at one point, or he can just swap off at the start of the game itself, right? So we have Boo using Shadow Demon with Maggie Grace using Gyrocopter, Dan with Queen of Pain right here, Mr. Ghost is gonna be with Jakira, while Lee is gonna be with Nature's Prophet. Like I said, they're just waiting for me to actually finish off all those actions itself, right? And it seems we have a disconnection that will explain what happened just now, you know, why he didn't pick up. And I thought he didn't have, I thought he didn't want the hero that was picked, drafted up at the boss itself. You know, you gotta follow through whatever your team paid out for you. But it's okay. Alright, reconnection back by... And suddenly Sand King disconnected from the game itself, right? Interesting enough, 3 heroes for the game itself. We haven't seen Sven yet throughout all the matches. We haven't seen a Windrunner yet throughout the matches, and we haven't seen a Clock yet. So basically, this is like thank you very much to Team FishBaLL for picking out this series, and thank you very much for Team SpaceMonkeys, because basically we have never yet to see a Furin in any of the 4 matches that we have been holding throughout from this afternoon till now itself, alright? So this should be an interesting game indeed. And Sand King has reconnected to the game. So they should be unpausing in a few more seconds, or maybe they're just discussing on the strategy. Right, because usually after the draft session itself, they will just pause the game for just in case they want to discuss on a bit of strategy before they go on the game. Oh, disconnection by Akasha, sorry about that. Thank you for pointing it out, Shah. So basically right now, my name is FLAVA, and I'm positioned right now in the middle of a Low Yat Plaza itself. First time sitting in the middle right here, it feels kind of odd, right? And ladies and gentlemen, for those who are in the Low Yat Plaza, welcome. You guys can just have a watch into the live match between Team FishBaLL versus Team SpaceMonkeys in the Dota 2 Open Tournament by AMD itself. Brought to you by AMD, obviously, and organized by eClub. eClub, the owner of all the valves, properties, everything in Southeast Asia. Shoutcasted by myself, FLAVA, and by the Razer Equipment's Razer itself, alright? We're now watching the semi-finals 1 between Team FishBaLL and Team SpaceMonkeys itself. And we're already done with the bans and pick from both sides. Alright, we'll just have a look through the... I'm just gonna pick this one for a while, alright? So we have Announcer X and Mega Kill X, so it's good to have both of the same ones. This Temper Swing right there is very tempting, but it's okay. Right, we're just gonna have a look through, right? So from Team FishBaLL itself, the draft as follows. We have Clockwork, Sand King, Windrunner, Outworld Devourer. My gosh, I got it for the right for the first time, right? And we have Sven right there by Cloud, Brian RRR for Windrunner, a name I don't know how to pronounce, by Outworld Devourer, June on Sand King, and XKY on Clockwork. While on the other side itself, we have Team SpaceMonkeys. We have Shadow Demon, Akasha with Jakira, and we have the Gyrocopter right there with Firin, where Lee is going to be using Firin itself. Maggie Grace is going to be using Gyrocopter, Bill is with Jakira, and Dan is with Akasha itself. I'm sorry, I missed out on Mr. Ghost. And Mr. Ghost, last but not least, Mr. Ghost is going to be with Shadow Demon itself, alright? It seems that...
But not Captain's Mode, remake free...
I'll pick.
Yeah, I'll pick.
I'm sorry to announce, but we have to do a remake. But we're just going to go through the same heroes, alright? We're not going to pick out different heroes throughout the game. Alright, we're just going to go through this one for a while. I'm sorry guys, leaving the game. All pick. Alright, so this is the all pick because they've already drafted out the whole game. So the idea is they're just going to pick out the game once again because we're having some technical difficulties and but we were having big technical difficulties throughout since the morning itself and up to now. But hopefully from now and then it should be even better because our technicians are trying their very best to ensure that the game goes smoothly for both the players and ensure that the game goes well, which they're having a good time, ensure that the win is given to the team, which is... You know, no, I'm kind of lost on where it's on what, right? I haven't drank any, but it's okay. That's my straw, I think. Right. Sorry, guys. eClub Live. Alright, awesome enough. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have a go right here. Once again, please let it be this time. AP moon. Alright, it's gonna be an AP moon because the draft is already over for both sides. Oh, sorry about that. Oh my gosh, that was scary. All pick. Alright, all pick mode. Even in all pick, they still have to. It looks as if it's a captain's mode itself. If I knew this, I would have tested out during the streams before. Right. So, wow, that was so clear. Right, ladies and gentlemen of the Low Yat Plaza itself, greetings and welcome to the Low Yat Plaza itself. It sounds like I'm the ambassador of Low Yat itself, but it's okay, alright? So welcome, and if you can have a look in the middle of the Low Yat Plaza itself, on the ground floor, we're having the AMD DotA 2 Open Tournament 2013, brought to you by AMD and organized by eClub itself, and also using the Razer gears and equipment itself. So if you will be seeing this AMD booth down here with these laptops from other brands as well. So my name is FLAVA, and now we are shoutcasting we are broadcasting this match live online on twitchtv.com/eClub live, as well as featuring on the 3 televisions positioned at the ground floor itself for the viewers to have a look through how the game is for both sides. Alright, so we'll be having a match in between Team FishBaLL versus Team SpaceMonkeys. Sorry, the name is not stated there, so that's why I couldn't announce it, right? On the semi-finals one of the event itself, where the winner of this event will proceed on to the grand finals of the tournament itself to fight for the champion prize money of 1,500 Malaysian ringgit, while second place winner, the runner-up will go back with 1,000 Malaysian ringgit, and while the second runner-up itself will go back with 500 Malaysian ringgit. Nice up. So basically the game is at a pause right now, so we're just going to go through a review on what kind of heroes were picked out throughout the game. So from Team FishBaLL, we have Clockwork and Sandking, as well as Windrunner and Outward Devourer, as well as Sven. And we have a disconnection going on, which I shouldn't be talking in the stream, but it's okay, alright? And on the dire side, which is from Team SpaceMonkeys, we have Gyrocopter, Akasha, Shadow Demon, Furin, as well as Jakiru itself, right? This is going to be an interesting match indeed, especially when you have Akasha in the game. Nice ganking, nice catcher right here. Depends on how the execution of the game itself, right? I'm just going to enjoy myself into picking off this share contents right here. So we'll just go with Juggernaut right here, Storm Spirit. Alright, that's done. Enough of enjoying myself right here. So we're still waiting for 30 more seconds before the game starts and the creep spawns out from both sides. And it seems that both teams are taking their places inside the map, which I cannot reveal to both sides because basically they can hear my shoutcasting in the game. So ladies and gentlemen, you can just calm down to have a look at the game live in front of your eyes. I know it's quite far when you guys are positioned in other floors. You guys can just come into the ground floor itself and have a look in front of your eyes. As you can see, we're creating this tournament using the AMD PCs with the Razer equipment and gears, like keyboards and mouse pads, as well as headphones itself. And with that sound goes off, it seems that the game has started. So returning back into the lanes itself, we have in the mid lane, it's going to be revealed. It seems that Winmer, as expected, is going to be in mid lane versus with Akasha itself. While in the bottom lane, we have Sven right here, with Sanking provided with support, and we're not sure who's the third hero yet. And top lane, we have Gyrocopter and Shadow Demon from the dire side itself, with Clockwork. Wow, it's like the game is so. We're still waiting for something to happen in the game for me to at least shoutcast something, right? But it's okay. So it seems that in doing off lane, top lane should be with Clockwork itself, who's going to be with Shadow Demon in top lane with Gyrocopter right here. So basically, Shadow Demon is going to do the catching for the game itself. So he should watch out, because basically if he's been catched by them and the rocket comes out from Gyrocopter, it's not going to look good, especially when Jakiro's right there trying to provide support with Ice Path. And Sven is having a good time bottom lane trying to farm off. This is what we consider as a free farm itself. He seems that Clockwork knows what he's doing. He has no problem trying to lane with 3 heroes in the top lane itself. Right? And mid lane is quite interesting enough. Seems that both of them don't have a bottle yet. So basically they're relying on their own skills for now. There goes Disruption on the top lane. There goes the Ice Bath. So basically Clockwork needs to just cast off the power cogs right here to make a run for it. Seriously plan things out, knowing that he won't die it off because he has the power cogs trying to block off heroes from trying to chase him from the back. So you need to ensure that you kill him off before he casts off their power cogs out there. They should provide a new name, you know, calling it power cogs sounds so wrong. But it's okay, we just have to go through with it. Right, since our bottom lane, we have yet to see anyone who's laning and versusing in the tri lane in bottom lane. Sees that Sven is having the time of his life. Having that free farm, he's taking all those last hits freely, nicely, beautifully right there. And mid lane, it's an obvious engagement right here. We have a Kasha and Windrunner, so not much of a change right here. And top, Clockwork is trying his best, trying to be in the range to get those experiences as well, because if he doesn't, he's defying his own purpose of being on tri lane himself. He needs to at least be there to get those experience. If not, it'll be a waste. Alright. Sven, we have yet to see any heroes in the bottom lane come from the dire side itself, so it should probably be Furin because he's the only one who's not in lane yet, or probably it's gonna be Jakiro, but it's still risky to have a Jakiro right there. So it seems that things are not looking good for Clockwork because he can't get too close enough to the creeps enough to gain those experience. Because basically Shadow Demon's trying to expose himself real close to the lane to ensure that, you know, you gotta stay back before it just disrupt you out of the world and come back and we're gonna gank you. They're not trying to take the risk itself. Right, Gyrocopter's gonna do the farming, and finally Gyrocopter, I think that was the first creep that he got experience with, finally. Sorry, that wasn't Gyrocopter, that was Clockwork, sorry about that. Alright, Sven, it's not a good idea to leave Sven now going to farm, having that free farm bottom lane himself. He already has that boost right there, and he's even done with the power threats at the 4-minute mark, which is not a good idea, because, you know, when Sven's bad and when they have that high cleaving damage with high attack speed, he's a force to be reckoned with, and it's very dangerous to have these kind of people itself to engage in wars, and especially when this is a tournament itself in semi-finals, you don't want to make this kind of mistakes. Shadow Demon trying to spam off that Shadow Poison towards the neutral creeps itself, bit by bit, trying to farm off in the neutral creeps. And since Clockwork can see there clearly that he's trying to pull off the creeps from there, I don't think it's worked out well, because it's not easy to pull off 3 stacks at one time and stacking it for the 4th time through the forest as well. And Windrunner in mid, quite interesting indeed. He's trying to spam off using the power shot towards the hero rather than trying to farm it off. And say that Kasha already has that bottle, so he wouldn't have problems in trying to regenerate his mana back. And even Windrunner has his own bottle as well, so mid is got to be more or less on which was going to do the better half of the game. Alright, so it's the bottom tower for tier 1 for bottom tower on the dire side is already gone. Sorry, I was about to say it's break, that's a bad grammar there. Alright, and it seems that having the advantage of, you know, tower goes down in tier 1 and still no defense going on. This is not looking good for team SpaceMonkeys itself. Yes, they're having the advantage in the top lane itself, but Clockwork isn't even. I think Clockwork is at level 2 at least, right? At least level 2.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's trying his best, trying to survive in the lane itself.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. About time. Radiant structures are fortified. That means you can't hurt him right now.
Kasha almost died off in the mid lane. We are 6 minutes and 13 seconds into the game, and we're still yet seeing any first blood going on. We don't see much engagement, and we are definitely sure that no first blood is going to come from bottom lane unless first blood is considered as killing off a creep. There's a lot of first blood going on. Because the thing is, Van is positioned alone in the bottom lane because there are no enemy heroes right there. So he's just gonna have fun. He's just gonna keep farming until he has enough items, and he has a row of Magi right there. So maybe since he doesn't have the courier to send out the items direct to him, maybe he's going on for the Jangle of Endurance directly afterwards. While top lane things are doing good for Gyrocopter, he's already done with the phase boots itself, so it provides him with mobility, with movement speed itself, and finally Gyrocopter reveals himself out in the lane itself. He needs to get those levels, he needs to get back on his feet because he has been away from the lane long enough not to get any levels or even enough farmings. But now he has to be away. Gyrocopter is already at level 4. And let's have a look at Windrunner. Windrunner mid lane already at level 6. And Akasha is already at 7. So basically knowing that both sides already has an ulti right there. And Visage is doing the dewarding right here. Dewarding the observer ward. And it seems that top lane, we don't see Clockwork in top lane anymore. Not sure where he went to. And Sven is still in the bottom lane, since farm off. So he decides that since nobody's trying to disrupt in the bottom lane, so he can just stay there solo and gain more levels rather than allowing 3 heroes to be there, which is going to interfere in the level. He's doing well in his own right there, Sven. So Clockwork is still level 4. We're just going to look through the game stats on how kills, death assist. Maybe not. There's no kills, no death. Last hit and nice for both sides. And no surprise right there. Sven is currently leading with 51 last hits and 28 denies. Probably the denies are more than half, which is actually a good record result. Right? But it wouldn't be much of a surprise because basically Sven is having a solo farming in the bottom lane and nobody's interrupting him. So he should be capable of doing such. But because he's just trying to take precautions because you don't know if anyone's invisible right there, and he's taking experience from creep, so he decides to deny it off rather than taking a chance of just letting it die normally. And Akasha, a beautiful set right here. I'm not sure what's the name for it, so hopefully somebody from Twitch TV can even enlighten me on it. Right? So Clockwork still right there in the top lane, but he's trying to keep his distance away from the top part of the lane to ensure that he doesn't get ganked. Because it's not easy knowing that he's solo up there, knowing that there was 3 heroes up there with Shadow Demon, Gyrocopter, and Jakiro. He can get ganked anytime at any time of the game itself. He should be careful. And Windrunner and Akasha is still battling it out in mid lane. It seems that both of them are never gonna be out of mana because both of them are doing the bottle trick for both sides. And going on advantage for Akasha itself. Akasha has the double damage bottled up inside his bottle. Alright, and here we go, power shot right there, misses out on Akasha. Nice disruption by Shadow Demon. Almost got a first blood, and we are 9 minutes and 45 seconds, almost to 10 minutes, and we have yet still to see any first blood going on in between the match. This is how intense the semi-finals match is for the AMD DotA 2 tournament itself. It is so intense that no first blood is occurring at any point of the game itself, right? Invisibility. And Sven, no comments because he's still down there farming off, and he's already done with Drum of Endurance. The Drum of Endurance. But I shouldn't be doing that, alright? That should be the sound that come out from the game itself, right? Dan in the mid lane with FishBaLL. My god, I can't see the name. Brian R. Shouldn't be saying that too, right? Should be careful. It seems that currently now Sven is on the top lane itself. He starts to trade off. He leaves on the bottom lane. Surprisingly, after Sven just left on the bottom lane, Furin appears in the bottom lane this time. He's trying to farm it up, right? Let's just have a look at what Furin has this time because he hasn't been around for a long time. So he should be having some good items off. He is still not done with the... He has the Glove of Haze. So... Still waiting for items to come out. I was expecting a Dagon since he came out, but still maybe he's trying to farm off better in lanes rather than in neutral creeps itself. So it seems that Furin still yet to have a head of Midas yet. Oh, he's already completed just before I just said about it, right? So the Akasha and Windrunner in mid still. In top, providing support, Sven, Visage, and Sanking right here. Should be careful because basically Sven can just go in for the stun just to be safe, and then Sanking go in next because you don't want to miss out on Sanking's stun, so it'll be a waste to ensure that his placement is right there, and the Visage can go in for the damage for the soul consumption. Is it just me or this game is getting a bit gloomy? It's like a practice round on who gets the best farming for the lane itself. Everybody's waiting for the right timing. Nobody wants to be reckless in the game. Everybody needs to make sure that they're securing the win. No hasty movements.
Too bad.
So Akasha's doing very well in the last hits right there, despite being with Widmer. So difference in experience earned seems that team. Wait, not the time for it. Maybe it is the time for it. Alright. So difference in experience earned is 2,000 for team SpaceMonkeys itself, and while on the other side in terms of gold earned, see that SpaceMonkeys is leading in terms of 1.5k, nothing much. And we've received a few complaints that there's no first blood yet. So both teams are being very passive in the game. They're not trying to engage itself. Nobody's trying to engage anyone, trying to play it safe throughout the game.
The Radiant should really do something about that middle tower.
And here we go, Gyrocopter casts off the stun on Sven. And there goes Ice Path, finally going in. Dual Breath. And Akasha Gaza right here, who will be going down first. First blood by Dan. Akasha Gaza killed about XKY. You see that Clockwork is already down. Even Sven is down as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My gosh, another DC going on. So it seems that a 3-0 lead by Team SpaceMonkeys. Oh, of course. I've been talking about stop since afternoon. Ah, nice. And it seems that the game is currently being paused, and we're still waiting for the other team for Clockwork to resume back, connect back to the game. Hopefully, it can delay for 5 minutes so I can go to the toilet first. But I don't think that will happen. And he just reconnected back, so I have to sit down again. Sorry about that. Alright, a few people, crowd is trying to gather into the tournament to ensure that it doesn't disturb the game, to ensure that hands off the chairs and do not touch the players. Do not perform any blackouts on the game. You know, you don't want any blackouts to happen. Do not try and pull the plug whenever your team that you're rooting for is losing. It's not good to have that. Alright. So resuming back to the game, see that a few seconds ago we just had a 3-0 trade-off in top lane, where the heroes that went down was Clockwork, Sanking, as well as Sven. So despite having a good time farming in the bottom lane as well as going on top and doing a few farms of his own, Sven still went down and getting first blood itself. And Akasha just caught himself first blood, so extra bonus cash right there. And we're still waiting for Visage to actually perform a miracle inside the game, because we know that it's always interesting when there's a Visage in the game itself and engagement goes on. It's a good way to clear heroes one by one, coming from damage, coming from the soul assumption. Right? Not sure why it's called soul assumption. It's like you're assuming a soul for no reason. Alright, but it's okay. It's a skill called out by Valve. Valve already acknowledged of the skill's names, alright? So we can't question it back, right? It's a beautiful set by Winrar right here. I think that's an old set, it's not a new one, right? But it's okay, we can't comment on that. So continuing back into the game, that Sven is back into his free farming by his side, so no more engagements. I should just focus on my kills rather than if I know I'm losing in terms of that. So Sven missed out on one creep, surprisingly. when before this he didn't have much damage. He managed to clear off all the creeps, but he misses out. It's always a problem whenever you have lots of damage and stuff, and you can't control yourself, knowing that you have high damage, and you can't control the damage that splashes off on the creeps itself, and you perform better when you have low damage rather than you have high damage. Alright, the clean sweep by Sven in top lane. So Sven is now positioned in the bottom lane itself, trying to clear up the farms in the bottom lane. Money in the making by Sven. So in mid lane, since a winner is still in mid lane for quite some time right here. Not interesting indeed. Windrunner and the Kasha are still batting out mid lane. No, it's always a battle of bottles going on. And Fury just took off that rune in top lane. The Windrunner makes a run for it, and there goes Nature's Wrath by Furin. But Furin just used his teleportation skill, so basically he can't teleport once again. Few cooldowns needed, and you can see in top lane since that it seems the Gyrocopter already has that Meteor Hammer again, as you can see with the Ogre Club. So maybe he's going directly for BKB, the earliest point of the game. It's the second item, and as you can see he has that Ring of Bastard. Maybe he's going for Ring of Quilla next, just to, it's always useful for agility heroes to have a Ring of Quilla. It's a good basic item itself, serves its purpose. See in the mid lane, it seems that Clock is trying to farm off a bit. He was having a troublesome time in top lane, but despite all that, he is now at level 8. After all the hardship, and he's even close to level 9 to winner. I'm not sure what kind of miracle he did, but he managed to do so.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. It has no arms to defend itself.
So you see that not much engagements once again. Both teams are being very passive. Everybody's trying to farm up real far away from both sides. If one's farming on the lane, the other one's farming on the other side of the lane itself. Coming back into the mid is Akasha once again. So basically, spamming up for 4 will be Windrunner. He's going to use that power shot. It should be at level 4 since he's spamming it a lot. So it seems in bottom lane, Sven returning back into his home sweet home lane, which he completed his face boots before. Sorry, power threats. Face boot, power threats, kind of close by. You shouldn't miss on this one. You can see that cleaving going on. Beautiful career right here. I think this is the new War Dog, something like that, but it's okay. So Sven decides to teleport back to the top lane this time to farm off once again. It's very hard when shoutcasting on side because you can't reveal much stuff, knowing that teams can hear the shoutcasting itself, so you can only reveal stuff that's happening inside the lane itself and nothing else. And seems that you can see in the bottom lane itself, Gyrocopter is already done with the Black King bar. So this is not going to be easy itself. Sand King or Windrunner can expose power shot itself, so basically all magic damage will have 0 damage to its BKB. So the only one who can deal physical damage itself will be Sven. Yes, the rest can deal physical damage though, but the idea is that these other heroes do rely more on magic skills rather than physical skills as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. The Radiant's bottom tower has seen better days.
So it seems that there goes the power guard right there, and there goes the BKB. It's trying to hit off on Clockwork, and Clockwork already used off that B1. And there goes Jakira. Sorry, Sand King right there. Sand King Visage is down, they're too soft, they can't sustain in the lane itself. And the catch on Gyrocopter was a fail because basically Gyrocopter just owns the BKB and the catch by Clockwork was a fail. So the idea is not to catch this kind of heroes having the BKB. He knows that you're just luring into the trap, and knowing that in your solo you might be having All the damage coming from Rocket Barrage, which focuses on one hero, as well as coming from the Homing Missile, as well as the ulti coming from Call Down. And Clockwork locked himself inside, but despite all that, he still survives in the battle itself. Didn't much damage. Maybe he was having a full charge Magic Wand himself, which gives him health regeneration at the spot. So the bottom lane, beautiful stuff right there by Furin. He already has that Shadow Blade, Hand of Midas, which helps in farming even faster at the appointment. You can see that attack speed come from Furin quite fast, and he's not even trying to deny the creep in the bottom lane. Not sure what he was trying to do right here. So he's going for the push in the bottom tower for tier 1. This might be the second tier 1 is gonna fall down for Team Radiant. We'll just see how it goes, or maybe not. And that goes fortification by the Radiant side. And that goes a double TP. And Clockwork just does it off right there, but it didn't hit off on Furin. Furin already ran away from the lane probably. And then we have Sven right there in bottom lane. Ah, and Sven is already done with the Black King bar. It is hard enough knowing that Sven already has other items such as Drum, as well as Power Trust. Now he even has the Black King bar itself. So basically he won't be stunned or even be disabled by the enemy team itself, so he can hit as much as he can. But despite all that, we're in the 22 minutes into the game, and see that Team SpaceMonkeys, or known as QMX, on the right side, you can see right there in the dire side itself, which calls himself QMX rather than SpaceMonkeys for no reason, is actually leading 6-0 against Team FishBaLL. But in terms of, it seems that FishBaLL is going to be taking the first tower from the dire side itself. So that's kind of more or less like a revenge back for the tower that they lost for the top lane. You know, like, take that, QMX, for taking my tower. You know, I'm taking back in mid-tank, right? And this time, have a look. Even the Karsh already has a BKB at this time. Gyrocopters with BKB. Is this going to be a battle of BKB for both sides? It'll be surprising enough when we see that all 10 heroes itself in the whole game, which I've never seen before, all of them has a BKB. It should be interesting enough. I haven't watched enough videos to see 10 BKBs in the whole game. Right. Then it will be a battle enduring to see whether whoever sustained in the battles most, but usually it'll be the strength heroes as well as the AJ heroes, not the intelligence heroes as well. But who knows? It's all a matter of timing. It's all a matter of execution of the plans itself. Winner should pay Val to make his own home at the middle tower. He has not moved from there for ages. He's been staying there forever. He's never gonna move away. And see that you can see that Visage right here. He's only with a boot of speed, so maybe he's going in for Drum. Maybe he has endurance, or he's just keeping the bracelet just for durability. There's no need to do a Drum when your team already has a Drum, like Sven already has one, or just in case. Funny enough, if the enemy team only knows where Clockwork is. Alright.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, is anybody looking at what I'm looking at right here?
Radiant's top tower is under attack. About time.
And that goes a catch on Gyrocopter in the bottom lane itself. He catches off Gyrocopter just for the sake of running away. Not sure what he was trying to do right there. And that goes a placement of... And that goes a stun on Jakira. Sven trying to make a chase right here. BKB, late BKB right there. Down goes Jakira. Down goes Clockwork, and down goes Sand King at the same time. 2-to-1 trade-off. He doesn't have BKB anymore, Sven, so we should be careful. And there goes a stun on Gyrocopter right there. Power shot. One more hit. Windrunner takes it. Killing off Gyrocopter right now. 2-to-2 right now. So it seems that finally FishBaLL just managed to get 2 kills from it. Finally their first 2 kills in the game from the engagement itself. 2-to-2. But still, Team SpaceMonkeys is still leading 8-2 in the game itself. My gosh, this is not looking good. Sven is going down. There goes a scream of pain coming from Queen of Pain. Scream of Pain, Queen of Pain. She's a queen that screams, but No comments about that, right? Nice catch by Shadow Demon right here. And we have yet to see Furion to be in action of the game himself. Maybe he's busy doing his own thing. In Akash in the bottom lane, so you can see that he has the ultimate orb. So usually in the game we have too much money, so you would go with the expensive items first. So probably Akasha will be going to buy herself, right? So Akasha, Queen of Pain, is going to be buying herself the Side of Vice, which is going to be Hex, or he's going on with Lincoln Sphere just for safety. But I doubt that. I think, like, for myself, Shoutcaster, from what I'm seeing in the game, since they're not being very aggressive in the game, he might be going for the Lincoln Sphere just to be safe in the game, rather than taking a chance on going on hacks. But a good idea would be going aggressive in the game, knowing that the other team is being passive. But since your team is passive at the same time, it's not going to work out well. Alright, and let's look. Finally, Furion is out back into the lane. He has the ultimate orb. Is he going for the hacks as well? Because it wouldn't make sense, or he's going on for the mental style. It depends on which one is going to go off first. Engagement go on right here. And Sven on the bottom lane, he already has that Massive Madness. But having the BKB right there, he has the Drum of Endurance, attack speed, movement speed, attack speed some more, with magic resistance for Black Kick Bar. Team QMX should be careful, because basically if they were caught out by Sven, it's not going to be easy itself. Alright, interesting going on right here. There goes a catch by Clockwork. Furion makes a run for it. My gosh. And finally BKB by Gyrocopter right here. There goes the flat cannon, dealing up damage, splashing. And Dago Sanking and Owl Devourer. Surprisingly, it was a failed gang right there. So they're trying to chase off and clock. This time, another last chase right here. Windrunner trying to make a run here. We're still waiting for the blink coming on from Akasha right there. And there goes the Poison Dagger. Chase off bit by bit, hitting off. And there goes another Wind Walk once again. Not sure if Akasha can make a chance. Still chasing off right there. Shackle Shot. Still chase again, but he has no mana right there. 15. He can't rely much. And there goes Visage right there. My god, Jakiro is still positioned right there, providing support to the Ice Path. He's trying his best to support his teammate. My god, bold move by Akasha right there. For those who do not know, Akasha means Queen of Pain. Calling her Queen of Pain doesn't sound sexy enough to, explain herself, right? So you see that nobody calls her Queen of Pain. I'm not calling her Akasha. It's gotta be short and more explainable, right? Again, back to the game. Windrunner, as always, in mid lane, he's trying to gate off all levels in a bit. So just literally 2 items come from Windrunner. He already has a mechanism for survivability, 4 steps just for QD, just in case trying to save heroes or force himself in front just for the sake. And we're still waiting for the items coming from Furion. Let's have a look at Sven. No item to change right here. No engagements yet. And we can see in terms of kills itself, it is siding in terms of kill as well as in terms of tower push itself. It is siding more on Team SpaceMonkeys, because basically they're leading 12-2 with a 10 kill gap. While on the map itself, we can see that they still have their tier 1 tower right there in the top lane, and they already cleared out all the tier 1 towers coming from the Radiant side from FishBaLL. They cleared 1 tier 2 tower coming from the top lane itself, so leading with 4 towers. Push. And the only one position at the lane right now is only Sven in the bottom lane. That's it. We're not sure what Sven's going to go on next. that time where Sharkcast is trying to search for a thing to say, because you can't reveal much because nobody's revealing nothing in late. Yeah, this is funny. This is funny enough. Right. So both teams are being passive as always. Still waiting for any game changes going on throughout the game. And seems that Radiant team knows that they're going on for Roshan right here, and Roshan goes down. Gyrocopter just pick up Aegis of Mortal right here. Clockwork is down. He just caught himself down around there, but got hit by the call down from Gyrocopter. And seems that the Rocket is trying to chase off Windrunner. Windrunner teleports back. They can chase off, and because there's no stuns coming from Akasha, and he already spun off that Son of Vice, which is actually the Hex, and he's going to chase off on Visage right here. Scream of Pain. A bit more. Scream. Blinking out. A 3-0 trade-off right here. Clockwork's down. Sanking's down. Visage is down. They're only relying much on Sven right here. 15 against 2 in the 31 minute of the game itself. QMX is on the roll right here. So they might be going in for the push, but maybe not yet, because basically Clockwork is already out with Sanking right here, and basically Winner is just gonna keep spamming up that power shot to fan off the lane. And for the first time of the day itself, the crowd was so big that it blocked off my view. But it's okay, I don't need the view anymore, right? So the bottom lane chasing enough. Let's just have a look at what Furion has. Alright, Furion has a Side of Vice, which is actually the Hex, and the Shadow Blade as he had before. And still waiting for other items to come in. Look at the attack speed, look at the damage. You don't want to be caught, you don't want to be ganged. With proper teleportation from coming Furion himself, he can catch you and do a Hex and perform the kill. And Akasha, even Akasha has a Side of Vice right here. Already has a BKB just in case you want to make a run for it. And I don't think BKB is sufficient enough to save you from Sven's attack. There goes the stun. And there goes the Shackle right here. Go on for the stun. And down goes Akasha. He couldn't even open the BKB because he was stunned continuously. Come from Sanking's Burst Strike. Come for a Shackle Shot. Come from Windrunner. As well as the Sven stun. Triple stun to ensure that Akasha doesn't make a run for it. It was a big mistake for Akasha being alone right there. Alright, so you can see in bottom lane, this is getting more and more dangerous. Despite having the God Strength giving 200% bonus damage for Sven, he even now has the Demon Edge providing even more and more damage himself. And that goes hacked by Fury right there, and Sven goes down. A missed call down by Gyrocopter, but it's okay. Never mind, never mind. Here is already down, but it's worth it. They got Sven, no worries. So since things already cleared up for a while, just have a look at the difference in experience and so 24,000 for Team QMX, and while we have the difference in goal earned, QMX is leading in terms of almost 20k up to 19k goal difference. Wow, that's I mean, like, seriously, that's a lot. That's a lot. You shouldn't be messing around. I think it's actually quite bad. I think it's explainable because basically you can see that the difference between kills is actually 13, and you're having an advantage in terms of pushing tower. The money from towers, the money from kills, especially from experience from killing heroes itself, is even more than clearing up the creeps. So that will explain why such would be, right? And that is Familiar, saving out of Familiar. You know, you can just make a new one. You know. Wow, Furion. Even Furion has a few items of his own. Gyrocopter. He still has the Aegis of Immortal because he hasn't died off since the death of Roshan itself. Oh my gosh. Visage is actually... Visage managed to make a run for it. Not sure why he didn't go on for the kill. And that was the engagement. Lee's on killing spree. Furion doing the job well done right there. There goes Gyrocopter. Killing off Sven. Sven, despite having God Strike, he couldn't hit any hero because he was blocked by the Furion trees. My gosh, that was a waste. So the plan was to cover up Sven Churchill despite having that high damage. If you can't hit the hero itself, it'll be a waste itself. So they decided Furion itself to block off Sven from attacking any kind of heroes and ensure that he doesn't trap his own teammates inside. If not, it'll be a sure death. Alright, disruption right there on Gyrocopter, trying to hit on Flag Cannon, even more damage right there. You can see that Gyrocopter already has the butterfly. I was about to say battlefield, what the heck was that? Right, easy model still in hand, Rags in mid lane, tier 3 tower is already down. Things are looking good, and even Windrunner is being mixed on right now, and down goes the melee barracks in mid lane, destroying on Rage barracks for the mid lane, and down goes first Rags done in mid lane. Maybe trying to push out the bottom lane directly, or they have to just retreat back just for the keepsake. And I can see that Furion is already done with Monkey King Bar, dealing even more damage than before. And how I wish that Monkey King Bar belongs to Gyrocopter. That will be like a mosquito flicker right there. You can just stick off the mosquitoes one by one. No problem right there. So hopefully all the long farming by Sven will pay off in the game, because if not, it'll be quite sad, because we have high hopes on Sven because he had so much time farming up. Is QMax trying to troll with FishBaLL, knowing that, you know, we're just gonna let Sven farm as much as we can, but if he can't hit us, he won't win. Right? Sven already has the attack speed, he already has the Black Mirror himself, but if he doesn't put into good use, if he can't hit any hero himself, he won't deal any damage. So God's Strength will put into waste as well. Right? And it is to ensure that he, even despite if he owns the Black King Bar itself, he even dies up just now. Imagine if he doesn't have it on, it'll be even worse than before. Right? So even Akasha has a Demon Edge right here. What is going on with this team? Isn't everybody's going on with damage items directly? Helm of Dom by Gyrocopter. And see that Furion coming on top. Is it going to be a double lane push? Because basically Furion is going top just now, they're pushing a bottom lane. Let's have a look at what Furion has. Furion has Monkey King Bar. Is he done with boots? He has the Midas in hand as a TP scroll just in case. He should have been taking a risk right here because that's a Sankin right here. Windrunner, Mechanism, and Force Staff. Still no changes right there. Wow, this is like a silent treatment right here. No, it's not like I'm purposely doing this. I mean, I can't reveal much. There's too much things that need to be covered. There's too much things that I can't say in the game. So it's like I need to be place myself in a box, and since the TVs, the speakers is showing off anything that I command. But it's okay, right? So they try to fan off in mid lane. So it seems that Furion is keeping the top lane preoccupied by trying to push it bit by bit and using the trends itself to push. And tower itself, maybe try to reduce. So Sven is gonna use his cleaving right there to just clear off all those creeps, money in the making, right there. This is the bottom lane, quite interesting. Gyrocopter right there, Monkey King, Butterfly, and Helm of Dom, which is Helm of Dominator, right? Setting up item, who got the item itself, right? And Shadow Demon has a Force Staff right there, so he's gonna push himself in front just to do a proper catch on the proper hero itself, alright? Alright, Furion still on top lane, trying to push it like this. And that goes a catch by Clockwork right there to catch up on Furion. Furion goes down. Burst strike by Sand King. And FishBaLL is now 4-20 in the 39-minute mark itself. Not sure if they can make a comeback right here. They can't afford to make a mistake right now because they're currently leading in terms of towers. They're currently leading in terms of kills, and you don't want the same mistake happening again, especially like the game that happened between FishBaLL versus what am I? Because we know what happened just in Secret Water Mine. Secret Water, alright. Secret Water Mine is just now where they were leading to the kills, but they made a mistake right there. So they can't afford, or are they going to make another split again this time? Sand King, Sarge right here. Quite interesting indeed. In-game sounds going on. With a career right here. It says the team Radiant is trying to be very passive right here, trying to fan off. And there we go, Roshan has been killed by the Dire itself. 200 gold to each of a hero of the Dire. Times 5 is like 1k total. And who just picked up the Aegis again? Gyrocopter has the Aegis of Immortal. So despite having the BKB survivability and the capability of hitting off creeps bit by bit, have that flicker from Butterfly itself, he even has the Aegis of Immortal itself to ensure that he survives, that he can revive back to the match, sure that he can do a proper Rax. I think it should be a GG itself if double Rax were to happen to the game itself, because it's not that easy to push. Or maybe there could be a game change right there, a proper shackle right there, but he can't do much to his Gyrocopter. A nice shackle, but no hero's position behind Windrunner to actually execute a kill. And we can see here once again, Furion is still in top lane trying to push using the trends. Those trends are bugging the lanes. You need to be careful. So it seems that they're revealing the true colors right now. Gyrocopter trying to push up using the flat cannon right here. So Versace should be using those familiars to go in for the stun, and there goes BKB by Kasha. Hacks on Windrunner, Windrunner goes down, and buyback by Windrunner once again. And that goes the hacks on Versace. Versace just turned out to the peg. Yeah, it was the peg, alright. And no buybacks for Versace. I don't think he has the sufficient money himself. And down goes Jakiro this time. A one-on-one trade-off right here, and killing off on Fury. Fury goes down, finally Sven serving his purpose, having the BKB. Gyrocopter is in a pinch, but he still has the Aegis of Immortal right there. He should just kill himself right there. Get up with Burst Strike. One more hit. Aegis Immortal revealing himself right here. And down goes Sven, maybe? Yes. There goes a gem of True Side. Dropped out right there. Living hacks by. And down goes. So we start to chase off on Akasha this time, so probably not. There goes the cash on Shadow Demon right there, Clockwork. Down goes Shadow Demon, they didn't manage to rack off any lanes yet. Called out right there, no it didn't hit, it didn't provide any slow to his Clockwork. They just have to push out the tower right now, do not waste any time. And down goes the melee barracks. Fortification. Clockwork, hopefully he can make a game changer right. He's alone right now, and there goes the missile coming in. There goes the hacks on Gyrocopter, and Clockwork goes down. Sankey is the only one available to fan off against the push right now. Gyrocopter, GG being called by FishBaLL, and the game is over. And finally the game is over between Team SpaceMonkeys versus Team FishBaLL, and the winner goes to Team SpaceMonkeys. I was supposed to announce FishBaLL right there. No, it sounds so wrong, and people will slap up like sponsor. What the hell? You just announced the wrong team to win, right? We don't want that to happen. It's okay, alright, they're just trying to finish off the game quickly. Guys, I'm tired, I need to go to the toilet. Alright, thank you very much for ending the game. And that marks the end of the semi-finals, one in between SpaceMonkeys versus FishBaLL itself. The winner was SpaceMonkeys, who will be going into the grand finals. And we are going to proceed directly to the semi-finals 2 in between Team Low Yat .net Esports versus Team Stacks, where they will be battling out to see who wins and will be proceeding next to the finals itself. Alright, thank you very much guys for tuning in to the semi-finals 1 of the AMD DotA 2 Open Tournament 2013. Mine is FLAVA, and tune in for more DotA 2 actions, alright? And we'll be right back in a few more minutes.